Hi everyone, welcome you all. In the today's video, we are going to see Git branching concept. So which is very important concept in Git. So first let us understand what is branching and so why we need branching, and then we will see practically how we can implement this branching by using Git commands. So first let us see what is branching. So why we need branching. So normally when you create a file or when you create a project, right, we will create a several files. And similarly, we do several type of commits, right? So where exactly the files and commits will be placed? So by default, which will go to master branch. So as soon as you created your local repository, by default, the master branch will be created. So as soon as you have done the first commit, the master branch will be created. So after that, whatever the files you created in your project or whatever files you have added to the staging, so all the files will be placed in the master branch itself. And also commits will be done in the master branch itself. So that's the reason master is a main branch. So master is a main branch. In any version control system, especially in Git, master is a main branch. So all the source code will be placed in the master branch itself. So the main code, the source code or completed code, which will be placed in the master branch itself. Now when I see why another branches are required. So we can also create other branches in the Git, and we can also place our code and commits into particular branches. But why we need other branches? Why we need the branching concept in Git? So let us understand a use case here. Let us say I have a master branch, and in the master branch I have done multiple commits and I have checked in some code in the master branch. There's a C1, C2, C3, and so on. So on this particular branch, we can keep on, or we can say developer keep on working on this particular project. So C1, C2, C3, and so on. And this will go one side, and other side, suppose there is a feature one, and this feature one is allocated to some other developer, and he is responsible for developing the feature one on top of this project. So whatever project is already available in the master branch and whatever the source code is available, on top of that code he has to implement this particular feature one. So if suppose if he want to introduce or if he want to develop this feature one by using this particular branch, what will happen is there will be conflict and the code will be messed up. So instead of that, without disturbing the existing process, so this will go on like this. So let's say some other developer is working on master branch C1, C4, and so on. They can keep on adding the files and they can keep on the committing. But without disturbing the main branch, we can create another branch for this particular feature. And this developer will implement all the features and he will do all the commits in this particular branch. So again, he has created one more branch based on this main branch. As soon as you created a new branch, what will happen is this particular branch will inherit all the files and commits from the main branch. So which will inherit all the files as well as commits, from the main branch as soon as the branch is created. So once the branch is created, from then onwards, the developer will able to switch to this particular branch, and then he will add so many files which are related to feature one. So he will try to develop the feature one files into this particular branch, and he keep on adding multiple commits. Let's say C1, C2, and C3, and so on. And once this particular branch is done, so once the feature is implemented in this particular branch, finally he has two choices. Either he can push the entire code or he can push this feature to the remote repository, or he can merge that particular code into the main branch. He can push that code into the remote repository or he can merge the same code into the master branch. Similarly, there is one more feature. So this particular feature is allocated to some other developer. Let us say developer 2. So instead of using the existing code, so he can just create one more branch without disturbing the main branch, and he'll start adding the new files into this particular branch. He started committing the multiple files, and this is again parallel development will happen. So this is one type of development, this is another process, and this is another process. So parallel developments will happen. So by using the Git branching concept, parallel developments will happen. So we no need to corrupt the existing code. We can just create multiple branches and parallelly we can do the process. So other developer is assigned some other feature and he will create another branch from the main branch, and he can also add multiple files and multiple commits. And once he is completed, so he can also push the code in the remote repository or he can merge the same code into the main branch. So this is how exactly Git branching works. So the main usage of Git branching is parallel development. And also we can have clean code. So without disturbing the main source code, we can create multiple branches and we can implement whatever feature is allocated. After completion of the feature, we can merge that code into the main branch, or we can directly push that code into the remote repository. So this is the exact concept of Git branching. So now here we need to understand a few important points. So as soon as you created a new branch, let us say this is one process, this is another process, this is another process. So as soon as you created a new branch, so this particular branch will inherit all the commits and files from the main branch, right? But these branches are independent. We can say isolated. Each branch in the Git repositories are isolated. Means what? Every branch is independent. Master branch is independent. Feature branch is independent. Feature do branch is independent. That means what? Whatever the files we are adding into this particular branch, those files will not be available in the master branch, or whatever the commits or whatever changes you are doing in the feature one branch, or we can say child branch, they are not impacting the master branch. Similarly, whatever the commits you are doing in the future, so till here, so let us say C1, C2, C3 already committed, 3 commits are already done in the master branch. So till this commit, whatever changes are already available, which are inherited to the branch. But after that, whatever commits we are doing in the future, after creating the branch, those commits will not be part of the branch. Suppose here we have created C4 and C5 multiple commits. Those will not be part of the branches, because after creation of the branch, we have done these commits in the master branch. So those commits will not be part of the branches. Okay, so but before that, when we have created the branch, at that point of time, so whatever commits or files are available in the repository, those things will be inherited to the branch. So that means every branch is isolated. So whatever changes we have done in one branch, which will not be impacted on other branches until unless we merge that code. So after completion of the code, finally we can merge that entire code into the main branch, or we can push that same code into the remote repository. So this is how exactly Git branching works. So every branch is independent. So we can create any number of branches like this. We can create any number of branches like this. So why we need branching means parallel development will happen. At the same time, we can keep all the code very clean. So we no need to mess up the main code by adding everything into one place. So that's the main purpose of Git branching. So to achieve this concept in Git, we have set a number of commands are available for creating the branch, or to view the different branches are available in the repository, or how we can add files to this particular branch, how we can switch to one branch to another branch. So we have various type of commands are available in the Git. So now we will discuss those commands practically. Now let us move on to the demo part.
How we can use Git commands. So first of all, let us create a new project. So let me go to C drive and create a new folder. I'll name it as Git project. So let us open the folder. So in this folder, there's a new project. I don't have any files in it. So let me just open the Git bash. All right, so once open the Git bash, so currently I don't have any files in the project, and also I don't have version control system. So let us create a local repository. First I'll say init, I'll say git init, and this particular command will create a local empty Git repository. So to get the master branch, so at least we need to have one file in the project that will be added to the staging and also should be committed. And then the Git will automatically create a main branch, that is master branch. Now let us do that. So first of all, let me add one file into this particular repository. So how we can add? So I can directly create a new file by using Linux command. I can say, I can use touch command, touch, I say a.txt, touch a.txt, and this will create a new file. Now when I say ls, now one file is available in my working directory. Now let me add this file to staging. So for that, I'm executing a command called git add a.txt. So now this file is added to the staging. Now let us commit this file into local repository. Now how we can commit? Git say commit -m, and here I'm saying a.txt. This is a commit message. So execute. Now the file is committed. Now let me just clear this. And now if you want to see what are all branches are available in my repository. So the first command is to view the branches in our repository. So for that we can execute one command called git branch. So this command will be used to view the available branches. This is my first command. So to view available branches, we can execute git branch. So let us try to execute here. I say git branch. So as soon as we executed, it will show you the currently available branch, that is master branch. So what is star representing? So star basically indicates this is an active branch. So currently we are in master branch. So this is a default branch. As soon as you committed your first file in Git, the master branch will be created, and this is a active branch. Star is always indicates active branch. That means we are currently working on the master branch. So now we can also see what are all branches are available by using git status command. We can also use git status, and which will show you on branch master. So currently we are in master branch. Okay, so these are the command which we can use to view the available branches, or we can also use git status. Right, now let's see one more command. Suppose I want to create another branch. So I want to create a new branch. So for that we can execute one command like this. I say git same command again, git branch, and here additionally we have to specify the branch name. So we have to specify the branch name. So let me just create that. So here I'm executing the same command. So git branch, and here we have to specify the branch name. So I will name it as br1, branch 1. So now it is created a new branch. So after creation of the new branch, right, after creation of the new branch, now again execute git branch. So which will show you the currently what are all branches are available. Now we can see br1 and master. So why master is representing the star? Because currently we are working on master branch. So br1 is a new branch just now we created. So which is not active branch. Currently we are working on master branch. Suppose I want to switch to br1. So I want to switch to my own branch which I created. So as soon as you created branch, what will happen? Whatever files which are belongs to the master will be again inherited to the particular branch, right? So before I want to see the files in this particular branch, I want to switch to this particular branch. So how we can switch to this particular branch which we have just now created? So to switch to this particular branch, we can use one command called git checkout. Git checkout command we have to use. There's a third command. So previously we also used git checkout command, right? So git checkout command will be used for what? For discarding unstaged changes in the working directory. If there are any unstaged changes in the working directory, if you want to discard them, we used this git checkout command in earlier. So we have discussed this in our previous videos. Now git checkout command also will be used to switch from one branch to another branch. Okay, so what is the syntax here? Git checkout and then specify the branch name. So then this command will switch to one branch to another branch. Now let's go back, and here I'm executing this command. So currently we are in master branch. So I want to switch to br1. This is a new branch just now we created. So how we can switch it? We can execute get git checkout, and then we have to specify the branch name. So what is my branch name? br1 is my branch name. So execute. Now it is saying switch it to branch br1. So now currently we switch it to br1. Now let us again see the branches. How we can see the list of branches? You can execute simply get branch. So when I execute get branch, then what happens? Now we can see this time also it is showing two branches, but previously for master branch it is giving star because that time it was active branch. But now as soon as you switch it to the br1, now the currently br1 is an active branch. br1 is a active branch. So this is how we can switch to one branch to another branch. Okay, we can switch to one branch to another branch. So what is the command? Git checkout name of the branch. So whatever the branch name is specified, it will switch to that particular branch. So currently we are in branch, new branch which we have created. Suppose I want to create and switching to the new branch at the same time by using single command. So here what we have done to create a new branch, we have executed git branch and branch name. After creating the branch, and then we have executed this get checkout branch name. So two commands we have executed, right? So for creating the branch, one command; to switch to the particular branch, another command. So instead of running these two commands, I can execute one single command which will create a new branch and also automatically switch to that particular branch. So what is that command? So creating and switching to that particular branch. Creating and switching to the branch. So what is the command we can execute here is we can simply say get checkout hyphen b, and here we have to specify the branch name. This is a single command. So instead of using get branch name and get checkout branch name, instead of writing these two commands, we can simply execute one single command which will create new branch with this name and also automatically switch to this particular branch. So let us try to execute this command. So let me create one more branch by using this command. What I say, get checkout. So get checkout hyphen b, and then I need to specify the branch name. Let us say br2. So br1 is already created. Now I'm creating another branch, br2. Now execute. So now we can see which is switched to a new branch called br2, which is already created and also automatically switched to this particular branch. Now let us see the list of the branches by using git branch command. So now we can see we have a totally 3 branches, and which one is the active branch? br2 is a active branch. Just now we created and also automatically switched to that particular branch. So if you just look at this, so here we have discussed a few commands. What are the commands? Get branch is one command which is discussed, which will show you all the branches which are available. And if you want to create a new branch, we have executed same command, but here we specified the branch name. And to switch to this particular branch, we have executed get checkout, again branch name. So here branch name. So here to combine these two commands, we have a single statement or single command we have executed, that is get checkout hyphen b, then we can specify the branch name. So these are the few commands just now we have seen. So now we'll see a few more options which are available. Just now we created a new branch and we are able to switch to the new branch, right? But how the commits will happen? So we already discussed a few important points, right? So as soon as you created a new branch, whatever the files and commits are there in the parent branch, which will automatically come to the child branch, right? And whatever changes we have done in the child branch, which will not impact the parent branch. Similarly, in the parent branch, whatever changes we have done, which will not impact the child branch. Now let us see all these options practically one by one. So now, so let me show you a small demo kind of thing here. So first of all, let us go back to the Git, and here let me just clear. Okay, so currently in which branch we have? If I want to see, we can execute this command, get a branch. So currently we are in br2. So let us again switch back to the master branch. So how we can switch to the master branch? We can execute the command get checkout master. So when I execute get checkout master, which will switch to the master branch. Now currently we are in the master branch. If I just execute this git branch once again, so star is highlighting. So master is a active branch as of now. Now in this branch, we already have one file previously, right? So when I say ls, this file is already added to the staging and already there, already committed to the local repository in that particular master branch. Now let us also add a few more files into this particular master branch. So how we can add? So here first let us create the files. So I have only one file which is created. Now I'm just going to create 2 more files, and then I will add them to master branch. Okay, so let us do that. So for that, what I will do is I'll use the touch command from Linux to create multiple files. So a.txt, which is already created. Now I'm creating b.txt and then c.txt. 2 files I'm creating. Enter. So which will create 2 files. Now if I just look at ls, which will show you 3 files. A.txt, which is already committed. So b.txt, c.txt are the new files. Now let us add those files to staging, and also let us commit them to master branch. So for that, what I will do is I will execute uh, one direct command, that is get add b.txt. What this command will do, this command will add b.txt to the staging, and immediately I will continue the command, that is get commit also. We can also give the multiple commands in the single line by separating colon. So get commit -em, and here I am committing b.txt. Sorry. Okay, so semicolon, enter. So now b.txt is also committed. So let us add c.txt also. The same command again I'm executing. So here git add c.txt and git commit -m c.txt, and then double quotations. Now c.txt is also added to the staging area. Now if you want to see the files in the staging area, what is the command we can execute? Get ls-files. So currently there are 3 files are there in the staging area. A.txt is already committed earlier. Now we need to commit b.txt and c.cst. So those files also already committed. If I just look at this command, we already added the file into repo, added to the staging, and also we have committed. So that means all the files are available in the master branch. Okay, so all the files are available in the master branch. Now let us see what are the commits we have done so far. For that, I can execute one command called git log -one line. So this command will give you what are all commits so far we have done. So as.txt we already committed, then b.txt committed, c.txt also committed. Okay, so these are the files which you have so far committed in the master branch, Okay, so now, so this is a basically setup. So we already created 2 branches, right? BR1 and BR2 branches we created. So when we have created BR1 and BR2 branches, when I have only one single file in the master branch, that is a.txt, and that a.txt is already committed. So at that time, we have created 2 branches, that is BR1 and BR2. So then what happens? BR1 and BR2 contains a.txt, because after committing of a.txt in the master branch, then we created the child branch, which are BR1 and BR2. As soon as you created the new branches, what happens? Whatever commits or whatever files which are already available in the master branch or main branch, which will be inherited to the child branches, right? Now, what I will do is, let us see the files and what are all commits we have done in the master branch and also child branch. So let me clear this. And if I just look at here, get the status. So currently we are in the master branch. So we are in the master branch. If I just look at ls, how many files we have in the master branch now? A.txt, b.txt, and c.txt. Now let us switch to the BR1 or BR2. So how we can switch to the particular branch? We can execute Git Checkout. Let us switch to BR1. So once we switch to the branch, now we are in the BR1. So in this BR1, when I say ls, currently we have only one file. So why? Because at the time of added this file in the master branch a.txt, so then we have created these branches. So by the time we created these branches, BR1 and BR2, at the time we have only one file in the master branch. That's the reason it is inherited into the child branch. Okay, so now in the master branch, we have 3 files, but in the child branch BR1, we have only one file. Okay, so similarly, we can also see the commits. Have you done any commits in the BR1? So far, we have not done any commits in the BR1, but in the master branch, we have done one commit. What is that? A.txt we have added to the repository. For that, we have done one commit. So that commit will automatically come to the BR1. So files as well as commits also inherit to the branch. So let me see what all commits are there in this particular branch. So for that, I can execute one command, get log -one line. So now we can see there is only one commit. Okay, there is only one commit and one file which is available in the child branch. So based on this, what we have understood here is, we have understood something like this. In the master branch, initially we have only one file called a.txt. and which is already added to the staging, also committed. After committing of this file, we have created br1, which is a child branch. So as soon as you created the br1, this a.txt plus commit message, commit also will be placed in the br1. Okay, now br1 is having one change, that is a.txt, and one commit. So at the time of creating this branch, we inherited this information to the br1. So now what I will do is I will add some files to this particular br1, and I will commit those files, and those things will not impact on the master branch, because at the time of creating this branch only the files and commits will be inherited to the child branch. After creating the branch, as soon as you created your branch, after that whatever changes you do in this branch will not be impacted on the master branch. Similarly, after creating the branch, whatever the new changes you do in the master branch, which will not be impacted on the child branch, because all the branches are isolative, because all the branches are independent. Okay, now let us do some changes in the br1, and after that we will see whether they are impacting on the main branch or not. Similarly, we do some changes on the master branch, and we'll see whether they are impacting on the branch or not. So first we'll see, let us create some files into br1 and let us commit them, and after that we will see what are files are available in the br1 and what are files are available in the master branch. Let me just clear. So currently in which branch we have, so how we will know that, we can say get a branch. So now currently we are in br1, and the br1, how many files we have as of now? So a.txt, there is only one file. And in the master branch we have three files, a.txt, b.txt, and c.txt. Now let us create a few files, and let us commit them into br1, and let us see those are impacting the main branch or not. So how we can create, again I'm using touch command. Currently we are in br1 branch 1. So touch, so x.txt and then y.txt, two files I'm creating. So these files are there in the working directory. Okay, these two files are there in the working directory. Let us add them to staging. How we can add them to staging? We can use git command, git add x.txt, and after adding I'm also doing commit. I say git commit -m, and here I'm committing x.txt. In which branch? In which branch we are committing? In the br1 branch. Let us execute this command. So now it is committed, it is added to the staging and also committed. In which branch? br1. Similarly, let me create one more file. So one more file, y.txt, is already created. Now I'm adding y.txt, and the same file I'm committing to the repository y.txt. Okay, let's execute. Now committed. So now what I have done, in the br1 branch, we additionally added x.txt, y.txt, and previously what is the file which is already available? a.txt, which is already available. Now let us see what are all files which are available in this particular branch. When I say ls, now we can see three files are available: a.txt, x.txt, y.txt. These are the three files which are available inside the br1 branch. Now let us switch to the master branch, and we'll see what are all files are available. As I said before, whatever the changes we have done in the branch, which will not impact master branch, because all branches are independent, right? So now we have added two more files, and we have already committed those files into branch, but these files should not be impacted on the master branch. So how we will know that? Let us first switch to the master branch and list out the files. How we can switch to the master branch? We can execute git, again checkout, git checkout master. So when I execute git checkout master, now we switch it to the master branch. So in which branch we have? Currently we are in the master branch. Now let us execute ls. Now here, so a.txt, b.txt, c.txt are there, but do we have x.txt, y.txt? We don't have those files, because x.txt, y.txt we have added and committed those files in which branch? In br1 branch. But in the master branch, still we have a.txt, b.txt, and c.txt. So now what we have done exactly is, initially in the master branch we have a.txt, b.txt, and c.txt. So at the time of added the a.txt file, we created the br1 branch, br1 branch. So by the time it is inherited this a, now a is also available in the br1. So after that, what I have done here in the br1, I have added x.txt and y.txt and also committed. Now in the br1, what are all files are available? A.txt, x.txt and y.txt. But when you go back and see the master branch, still only 3 files are available. A, B, C are available, but X and Y will not impact on master branch because these are the files which are available only in the branch. So what we understood based on this, whatever the changes we have done in the child branch, which will not impact the master branch, or we can say parent branch. Similarly, we see the reverse way. If I add something here, if you do some changes here, those changes also will not be impacted on the child branch. Those changes also will not be impacted on the child branch. Now we will see that. So here, let us do some changes on the master branch. Let me clear on which branch currently we have. So let me check. I say get branch. Now currently we are in the master branch. Let us switch to br1. So how we can switch it? Again, we can execute get checkout br1. So now I switch it to br1 branch. So how many files we have here? A.txt, x.txt, y.txt. Okay. Now again, we'll go back to the master branch, and then we will do some changes in the master branch, and then we will see those changes are impacting the child branch or not. So again, let's switch back to the master branch. And now I do some changes here. So currently, what are all files are available in the master branch? 3 files: a.txt, b.txt, c.txt. Let us try to add one more file. So here I'm executing one more command, switch d.txt I'm adding. So this file is not there before. So just now I created in the master branch. So now let us add this particular file to staging and then repository. So how we can add? We can say get add d.txt. So this command will add this d.txt to the staging, and immediately by separating colon, I am also adding commit command here in the single line. Get commit -m, and here d.txt file I am adding. So let's add this file. So let us commit this file in which branch? Master branch we are committing. So when I do ls, what are all files are available in the master branch? A, B, C, D. So there are 4 files are available in the master branch. So this particular file we have created just now. So this will not impact. This is a change. This will not impact the child branch. Now currently we have 4 files in the master branch. Now if I just go back to the child branch, let us switch to the child branch now. So how we can switch it? Get branch br1. So here command is wrong. Get branch. So sorry, switched command, right? So get br1 means we are just creating the new branch here, which is already available. It is saying. So we have to use checkout command. I say get checkout br1. So now we switch it to br1. Now let's see what are our files are available in the br1. Let's say ls. Still we have 3 files. That means even though we have done some changes in the master branch, which will not impact on child branch. In the master branch we have added d.txt, but still in the child branch we don't have that particular file. Still we have only 3 files in the child branch. Okay. So this is how we can work with the branching. So we can create a new branch. We can switch to one branch to another branch. And few points we have to notice, which are very important. So what are those branch? So once you create any branch, once you create any new branch, so what are all files or commits which are already done in the parent branch, which will be inherited into child branch? That's the first point. The second thing is in the child branch, whatever we created, in the child branch, we can create any new files, or we can also change existing files, or we can also do n number of commits in the branches. So which will directly will not impact on the main branch. That's another point. So here all branches are isolated. That means every branch is independent. Okay. And once the work is completed in that particular branch, so we can push that entire code into repository, remote repository directly, or we can merge those changes into master branch. So here we have a br1, which is branch. So after completion of the implementation or development in the BR1, which is branch, after completion of the development, we can also merge this code into the master branch. So that's another concept, how we can merge the code into master branch, that we will see later. So this is all about branching concept. This is all about branching concept. So what is the use of branching concept? The use of branching concept is parallel development will happen. So without touching the existing code or without interrupting the existing process, we can just create another process and we can do parallel development. And also code base is very cleanly maintained in the master branch. Okay, we will not able to mess up the code which is already available in the master branch. So that's the main usage of branching concept in Git. In the next videos, we will see few more commands. That's all for this video, guys. So thanks for watching.